Alright, so a few of you have already learned that I was going to be doing a commission soon, so we're going to be, on the model front, we're going to be pausing the blacksmithy just for a little bit, and I'll get back to that, because that's mostly just for my own fun. But I'll still probably do it while doing these, just for as a cooldown or something. But anyways, this is the wonderful commission project I have, and the person doing the commission has already said it is perfectly okay for me to record doing the commission, which is why I had the box upside down so you wouldn't see his information, just because I don't like doxing people. Doxing is bad. I don't really need the box anymore. I'll probably keep it, cut it up, and use it as cardboard. Anyways, this is the Warhammer 40k Space Hulk collection of models. You got the Blood Angel Terminators, which I am going to be painting as his own personal chapter, which is a successor chapter of the Blood Angels. Can't remember their name right now, but they're Sons of Sanguinius. So, and then he told me that I can paint these guys, the Genestealers, however I want. Except for the dead guy. The dead guy I'm probably going to paint as just a regular Blood Angel, because they're finding one of their old... Yeah. But the Genestealers I got to paint however I want, and so that's actually going to be kind of fun. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on building them in this one. If you guys also want to see me paint them, go ahead and comment yay or nay. If you want it, I'll do it. If you don't, I'll just paint them on my own time and not show you. Anyway, so I'm going to get started cutting out these wonderful and beautiful Terminators. So, some of the tools I use, you've got your regular, this is a florist snipper, and the reason why I use a florist snipper is because they're used to cutting through wires, so they're a little bit tougher than regular ones. This one's still a little bit beat up, because don't cut through thicker wires than you're supposed to. But yeah, they're florist cutters, so they're a little bit stronger than normal ones. The other thing I do, and I love these are cuticle cutters. Now, I got these at a dollar store. They're really nice. You can even flip this up so that way they'll stay, open, and you just, for one-handed, or you can, for more control. This way's pretty fun though. So you can fix your cuticles. But anyways, these are very, very nice. Another thing I'm going to use is these suckers. And then, of course, super glue. I like the gel, because then you can literally put a dot right where you need it. There. Boop, that just popped it open. Alright. You can also use an X-Acto knife to do what I'm going to do with these. But I'm going to show you how to do that with the Genestealers, because one, I forgot my X-Acto knife downstairs, and two, the sanders are a little bit more professional. Alright, so it's always good. See, the one reason I love the cuticle cutters is because, unlike the regular cutters, it can get in really close to the model. And they also fit over top those things, the sprues. So you can get a very nice, very close cut. And that's probably out of focus. Very nice, very close cut. And then the reason I have the floral ones is for when the sprue is too thick for the floral cutters, or for the cuticle cutters. This thing is adorable. I have two of them. I think the one I have, I want to put cat ears on and a tail, just like in the Then you always dry fit. This is why I have the sander, because you get rid of those nasty little points. I can't tell, is that part of it? I think it is, so I cut that one a little too close. Whoops. We'll just sand it so it doesn't look as bad. There we go. Now we take it apart carefully. And these are snap-togethers, which are... Oh, come on. There we go. And these are snap-togethers, which is not your normal Warhammer model type. Those of you who build models know. Just a little dab. Little dab will do you in each one of those little holes. So that way the glue... And we'll check again after it dries how bad the glue is. And sand any of that out. And I've got several different sanders to make it look right. So there we go. First model done. The little tiny I think it's called the cat even. CAT Combat Assessment? No. Oh well. It's a little tiny servitor. It's adorable. I think it's cute. I have one. I haven't painted yet. I think I'm going to put cat ears on it just for the heck of it. Alright, let's go ahead and back it up so that way I can make sure that my hands are going to be in it. No, not that low. Dang it. There we go. Okay, that's where it is. Just wanted to double check, because now I'm sitting down because I don't want to stand through the whole thing. I'll get tired too quick doing that way. Alright, so now we have the librarian. Fancy, fancy librarian. And it's always good to cut a little ways away if you can't get a nice clean cut. And so that way you can sand it away. Actually, yeah, this is the librarian. Or is this the captain? He's got a psychic hood, so I think he's the librarian, because he has a psychic hood. Alright. Now me, because I'm weird, I turn them all into women. Because I'm using them as my female Space Marine army I've been building. Okay, let's just sand the hood a little bit so that way it fits better in and it looks better. And a lot of people will paint their models before gluing them together, which, you know, it works, and that's one way of doing it. I like to glue them together before painting them. One, because I never know what they're going to look like most of the time when I'm gluing them together. And two, I think it like kind of looks better if you do it right. But that's just me. You don't have to do it my way. I'm just showing you a way of doing it. If you find a way that's better for you, go with that way. Alright, so a little dab in each one of the holes. Just a little dab will do you. We want this to last as long as possible, as well as we don't want the glue to leak out. There we go. Now he's climbing down the stairs. Now let's cut off his bolter arm. Make sure by sanding it. Now you can also use the sanders, the little tiny sanders, fingernail sanders that you get at dollar stores, beauty stores, stuff like that. I like to use these metal files because they last a lot longer. So if you're going to be doing a lot of nice work, get the metal sanders. Because having it, because the fingernail ones are good for starting out, or if you're just going to be doing a few models. A little dab will do ya. I should have dry fitted it first. There we go. Okay, so that was a little bit of my mistake. You always dry fit first. But anyways, there it goes. And I forgot one more tool I'm actually going to use to make these models look even better. This is another, not cheap, but still cheap. You can also do it with an X-Acto knife. I might show you how to do that on a model that I own. Whoops. A model that I own, because this is a commission, so I want it to look as good as it can. So you take a little drill and a pin vise. And let's line this up. And that. Oh no, this drill may be getting dull. I may have to get a new drill soon. For those you don't know, most are double-sided, so you have different sizes. There we go. That might help. Wonder how, and this might be a dull drill bit too. Never work with dull tools. It always has a chance of ruining something. Come on. Huh. Alright. I'll look through my drills real quick. Where are my drills? Huh. My drill bits are not put away. How fun. Huh. Okay. So I will later look for my drill bits. Let's, I guess, continue to try and use this one for a little bit. And if it doesn't work, I'll just skip this for later. I know there's a way to sharpen drills, but I don't remember how. I think you're supposed to find the angle of the drill, set it on a sander, and spin it. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure this sucker's dull. Yeah, so I'm going to have to sharpen this one later. I'll look it up and then I'll show you guys how to sharpen so you don't have to look too far. So, you'll drill, you can kind of see the start of it. You can drill those in, put the two holes in instead of the flat surface. It makes them look a lot better. A lot better. Alright, so let's cut out this flamer so that way we can put this one down. That way we don't have to keep holding onto the sprue. Okay, so that one's a little thick. So then we get the big one. And there we go. Now I'll have to sand that closer a little bit. Alright, so now we're done with this one. I set it to the side because I use sprues for multiple things. And I like to sand them when I first cut them out and then when I fit them. Because sometimes the meld lines don't fit up exactly, and so you have to sand them to work. These snap together ones usually are better at that. Usually. Not all the time. I love GW. They have beautiful detail in their models. But mistakes happen. Most of the time you can just send it in and they'll give you a new one. But if you know how to fix it, you can just fix it. Alright. So I don't have the instructions on how to fit these guys together. So it's going to be a lot of fun trial and error. I've done it before. Like I said, I built my first ones without instructions. First thing you do is you basically just cut everything out. Sometimes they're in groups. Like I'm pretty sure this will fit here to this guy. And I'm pretty sure he's the heavy assault cannon. So we're going to dry fit those guys together and see if I'm right. If not, I'm going to have to set it aside. Alright, never twist them to get them off. Because I'll have to show you on one of my own models what happens when you do that. Because again, this is a commission artwork and I don't want to ruin anything. Oh, some of these are really thick. I can show you on this foot one actually because it won't be visible. But you twist it, and yeah, it'll break off. But most of the time, see that little nip? That nip could be on this side or on that side, so it can leave a big hole that's not very easy to fix. This was on the bottom, so I wasn't really too worried about it. I'm gonna have to ask him if he wants them on bases, because that way he can use them in regular play as well as on. I've got enough bases I can do that for him. Let's sand that sprue off. Come on. You're a thick one, aren't you? But you're supposed to be a flat piece of armor. Make sure you keep doing it round, because it's supposed to be a rounded piece of armor. There we go. Hi, kitty. How you doing, Squeaker? Huh? Come to say hi? Hi, little Squeakums. Alright. Sorry. Yeah, I do a pet the kitty break. Kitty always deserves being pet. She's a good mouser. Only problem is she likes me, so she keeps leaving it. Well, I guess not really a problem, but she keeps leaving mice on my keyboard of my desk. Alright, so yeah, that definitely fits in there. There we go. And I'm pretty sure this is, yep. Yep, that's his arm. Okay, so we have this guy, so we can glue him together. There we go. There we go. And there is our assault cannon brother. Yeah, I hope he lets me put on bases. I wonder if he's going to name them, because I usually like to paint the name on them. And if he lets me do that, I'm going to do that. How much more? Might as well make this a little bit longer video, and then I'll cut out the rest of them entirely by myself. Not much more time left. This part's, it's not exactly entertaining. Most of it is, I don't know if I'm entertaining or not, but most of it is just snip or not snipping. That's why I have two different snippers. One is much more detail based. The other one is much stronger. Florist snippers are very nice and strong. So if you don't mind doing more of this, florist snippers work just fine. More of this, I guess I should have done that more centered on screen. Florist snippers are just fine. If you'd rather use cuticles, then you have a lot less sanding that you have to do. A lot less sanding. I take pride in my work. There we go. I try to make my guys look as good as I can get them. Take pride in whatever you can do. There we go. Yeah, especially with some of these really, really fancy bits, the cuticle cutter does a much better job than our florist snipper brother, because dang, these are some detailed minis. I don't wish to ruin them. Alright. In fact, I wish to do the opposite of ruining them. I want him to be very proud of putting these suckers on the battlefield. I want him to say, hey, look, this is my army. This are my units. Fear them. Fear the God Emperor and his wrath. It also helps that I play Sisters of Battle. And I really like how my sisters look. Because again, I experiment more with my models, but I take pride in my work, even if my work is just hobby work like this. Alright, let's make sure that this is, yep, and there we go. Okay. There is our chainsaw brother. I believe his name was Chad. I am Chad Brohan, and I refuse to do it until you call me by my name. Don't copyright me, Flash Kits. Don't copyright me. In fact, I love you guys so much. I'll give you a link in the in the bottom. I'll link you so that way. There we go. There's chat. All right. That's what I'm going to work on for now. At least recording. I'm going to cut out the rest and glue them together. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Tell me if you want to watch me paint them, or at least paint one of them. I'll give you guys a little recording of them when they're all done. In fact, that might even be the end of this video. Anyways, talk to you again soon. Alright, here we go. This is the end of the video after I put them all together. There they all are, all sanded and cleaned, ready to be primed as soon as I have a day that's not raining. It looks bright through the camera, but it's really gloomy and rainy and wet. But yeah, here they all are. So go ahead and tell me which ones you want to see painted. If you want to see all of them painted, of course I'll show a little video at the end showing them all finished and done. But if you want to see any of the process that I do, go ahead and comment and say below. Otherwise, I'm just going to paint them and then show you guys afterwards. Yeah, we got the librarian, chainsaw, assault cannon, just a regular one, guy with a spinal cord, or Mr. Pointy, because he's pointy. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then Mr. Spinal Cord, the captain. This guy doesn't really have any too obtainable features. I'll probably put them on better bases. The thunder hammer and shield, the guy ripping up the floorboards, heavy flamer. This guy, I don't know what that is in his hand. I think it's supposed to be an Auspex. I'll look that up and see if it's supposed to be an Auspex. And then the twin thunderclaws. And then Mr. Cat, the servitor. Alright, so that's that. I'll see you in the next video.